Hi everyone, I'm James Blacklaw's JB Commercial Finance here. Sorry I've not put a video on for a while. It's now the 14th of April. I've not been on for a few weeks. Mainly because I've not been feeling that great, to be perfectly honest. But I'm back on it now, and a lot's happened in that period of time. But the thing I want to touch upon this video is the inflation rate. In the UK now, it's running at 7%, and 7% on March's figures, which is the highest for 30 years, so since 1992, when things were very different. We had a very weak Tory government at that moment in time, and there was lots of confusion about Europe. There was confusion about the ERM. There was interest rates going through the roof. We're not in that situation now, but inflation is creeping higher and higher. The cost of living is getting harder. And I want to do a very quick video here relating that to how it impacts you as the SME owner, who are a majority of people who watch these videos. And there's two real impacts. To me, the big impacts that you need to be aware of as an SME owner. First of all, the demand for your good. So if you're selling a good which is a luxury good, i.e., you are a restaurant or a pub which is a luxury, then you're going to be hit because your clientele are potentially 7% worse off. If they had £1, it's now worth 93 pence compared to where it was a year ago. And how they spend that may be different. The service you're able to offer them. And also, if you're selling to a retailer or you're selling anything consumer related, you've got to consider that impact. Do you increase your prices in line with inflation? Do you keep them steady to help clients out? Do you reduce them to help bring your cost in with what the actual value of the client's money is worth? Very, very difficult thing. You need to get some advice on that. But the second one is around staff. Because if you've got a workforce and you're paying them the same as you did a year ago, they're 7% worse off. So every pound you're paying them, you're actually now paying them 93 pence, which may seem very unfair, but that's the way it is. So they've got to make their money go further. So what do? They look for other jobs. So they come to you for a pay rise, to look for some overtime, what it may be. Well, my advice to people is quite simple at this moment in time. If you've got good stuff you want to keep, you want to protect, and you see them there for the long term, you've got to look after them financially. You've got to make sure that they can actually pay their bills and they're happy to come to work and they're not getting their heads turned by alternative offers for them. Now, sometimes that's going to mean that you're doing it to the detriment of the business and certainly your profitability and maybe your drawings, but that may be a short-term measure you have to do. And if the finance is required for that, then so be it. I see it a lot. Working capital finance isn't just there to plug gaps, it's there for expansion and growth. And part of your growth strategy may be to keep your good staff, keep them happy, keep them trained, keep them up to date with relevant information, and make sure they're advocates for your business because you don't want to be losing them. Of course, it's also a good opportunity that if there's staff that you don't necessarily want to keep, not to give them a pay rise and they're worse off, but I would never say that because that's not fair. But they're the two real kind of conflicting things, I think, at this moment in time for the SME owners. Certainly ones who deal with consumers, ones who have heavy staff. The ones I am thinking of there are your pubs, restaurants, etc., who have both problems there, as if pubs and restaurants haven't had enough problems the last couple of years. So if you're an SME owner, consider that. Consider the impact your clients are going to have on buying your good, and then consider the impact your staff are going to have from this inflationary increase as well. I think if you can get those things cracked, you should be absolutely fine. And if not, then please feel free to get in touch. The recovery loan scheme's got 10 weeks to go now, roughly. After that stage, who knows what's going to happen with regard to this kind of working capital finance. So I'm encouraging every business owner to look into this now as a possibility for helping them over the next 1, 2, 3 years even to have the money sat there. All advice is free, of course, and I'm happy to see if I can help anyone. Hope that's useful for some guys. Please share it with anyone who thinks needs to see this. Right, take care, everyone. Bye.